Okay, as you mentioned about the taxes right now, so Canada is infamous for the percentage of taxes on the income. So can you please tell us about the taxation system in Canada?
You see, the taxation of Canadian system, it is a little bit uh, unclear for the citizens because that is it depends from your income. But Canada, the funniest thing is the lowest you get, the more support you will get from the government. It means they are trying to equivalent the people to have more good life for low income people with high income people. For sure, in Canada, there's no poor people because the government will be trying the best to support everyone. And jobs are well paid since the minimum wages now, I think it is around $20 per hour. So, uh, if you are doing enough money, you will pay taxes. If you are not doing enough money based on the number of your family members, let's take an example of a family of 4 or 5 members, father and mother, 2 or 3 kids. If the father doing, let's see, around 35 to $36,000 per year, it's not enough for sure. They consider as per Canadian standard below poor level. So you have to apply for taxation, and the taxation will be giving you back some money to support you. It means they estimate your grocery and they will be giving you some taxes every quarter, like a check to the person or the sponsor of the family. Plus, they will increase the amount of money of child support. So they will be trying to make the proper evaluations how much money this family needs to be having a decent life. And therefore, unless you will be doing good amount of income, they will not pay taxes. Even if you will pay taxes on your groceries, the government will do the assessment based on particular formula, which we don't know it, but they have some assessment how much you may pay for so and so based on your income. There is some layers of taxes, and they will be giving you back the taxes in a check. You will be just getting it into uh, your email or your address, your mail address. This is taxes. Now, people will pay taxes if they have properties. So if you own a property, a house, or a business, you have to pay taxes for the government. Now, if you own a house and you're having low income, you still pay taxes. And the child support will be less because the government will consider you are a landlord for a property where you are having good life, so they will consider that. If you are living in a rent, so the government will try to support you more and they will consider how much rent you are paying, and they will be having tax return, what we call it, by check every quarter. Now, taxes are on everything in Canada except fresh food. Just want to complete my answer to you. You'll have an idea how much tax you will be paying. Everything is processed and industrial. It will come into your bill. If you are buying fresh food, bread, meat, fresh milk, your grocery, fruits, on your grocery, there is no VAT or any taxes on your bill. So this is exempted from taxation. Now, if you have a property based on your region and area, the municipality will be indicating how much taxes you have to pay every month to the local authority. And you will be paying as well taxes or anything you pay, telephone, internet, your car gas, your car insurance, any services, it has a tax of, and restaurant bill, you will be having paying tax almost 14%. There is a GPT and GST, and in different provinces, taxes are different. So in French provinces, taxes are less. In the middle provinces, Prairies, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, and Alberta, Alberta taxes, I think, around 9%. So you can see, and this is also for you to decide before migrating to Canada. You have to do a lot of investigation and study where it is the best for you to do the settlement, primary settlement. This is one
Oh,
of the chunk taxes.
taxes. Okay, so as you during your discussion you mentioned about the housing as well. So there is a lot of fuss around the social media that Canada is suffering from lack of housing. So can you please elaborate on this issue? Is it very serious, or they are trying to tackle this issue smartly?
Uh, it is true Canada after Corona, since people they were not allowed to go for construction, completing the constructions to go to their usual work, daily work. So the number of units delivered during Corona was below the expectation because Canadian and people who lives in Canada, they prefer to live in houses, not in the apartment. So you'll be having more freedom, piece of land, and space for kids to play. Now, since the number of units delivered recently, the prices of the houses has increased, and consequently, the rent rate has increased. So, therefore, when you have less units, your rent is increased. And therefore, for newcomers and new settlement, so they will be finding a difficulty to find a decent place with a reasonable price within their dedicated budget.
Okay, and during that discussion, as you were mentioning that different states are having different rates on taxation. So, can you please tell me which state or the which province of Canada is good to consider for the new immigrants?
You know, you have to take these questions from different angle. That is where you will be doing your homework. Your homework, first of all, every person, he should know what he's going to do. He should know who's migrating, the entire family or by himself. And based on his education and the labor market, what is the highly required education or highly required skilled workers to migrate. Different provinces, they have different needs and requirements. For example, for sometimes in Alberta and Edmonton or Calgary, it was a boom of oil industry. Still, it is the oil capitals or the oil provinces on the Edmonton capital of Alberta. So even the waitresses, they were paid almost 30 to $40 per hours because there were no enough people because a lot of people traveled to Alberta because they had a lot of demand for oil employee. And these employees, they were also getting high salary. Consequently, all these surrounding services serving this industry, including food industry, I just give an example for waitress, because waitress always get the minimum wages. So they were getting high salary and they were living good. Now, the cycle or the curve of the labor market vary between province to province. Therefore, you should, as a person trying or mm, mm, uh, planning to migrate, you should do a bit of more research on what is the common between all the provinces, and you should really define your profile. What is your profile if you are, for example, technician welders, where you will be having more job? You know, it should be industrial province. Which city is that? So you have to check where they have more number of factories. If you are an engineer of agricultures, so you should go into the agriculture's places where they need those more farming and more places they do and they deal with such industry, so and so on. If you are a teacher, you can find a job anywhere in Canada after you will do your education re-evaluations and you will be doing the teaching program, because in Canada, teachers, they have to uh, get extra education. We call it teaching education, how to teach the kids, and then they will be trying to find a job. Different provinces also having different percentages of teaching professions.
All right. And as you immigrated to Canada a long time ago, so can you please tell us about your experience? Did do you regret anything in migrating to Canada, or you're very happy with your decision and your efforts?
You see, we are in Canada since 24 years, and if you can really look back how Canada was 25 or 24 years back, it was easier for sure, and the population was smaller. The migration program was always there, but numbers of people who are trying to take this adventure, they were limited, but not as today, since the political situations all around the world unstable. We can see a lot of, I could really observe it in my last trip, last 5, 6 months I've been there, and I've seen a lot of refugees from Syria. I've seen a lot of refugees, or what they call it, newcomers from Ukraine. And we could see the number of international students from Asia has increased dramatically because the institutions in Canada, in comparison to the Western countries, I mean in Europe or United States, it's still more reasonable, more economical, more friendly. Canada allows the kids who are coming to study first, second year to have a few hours to work to earn. So it is like pocket money. It's already guaranteed. So Canada is being changed and progressing. The services for immigrants also has improved. Taxes has increased. But as personal experience, it is a very good security for people coming from uncertain countries to settle there for your kids. You have a defined future. The country is completely stable economically, and plus it's safe in comparison to other Western countries. Your windows, your doors doesn't need an extra enforcement, and your kids can play on the playgrounds. There is no guns allowed in Canada. Very easy to raise the kids there, very easy for you to settle and really improve your economical status, buying a house, buying another house, do different type of businesses, establish yourself in different way, run your business, and this is depends from the skilled person's his ambitions, his willingness to grow, his willingness really to do something important in his life. So I have no regret. I give good guarantee and good educations for my kids, good high educations. They get, alhamdulillah, very good jobs, and they are really well paid, and everyone is happily living there. And I'm happily also to be going back and get my retirement and do some small business for myself.
Okay, that's really good. And I have another question for you. After migrating to Canada, how long it took you to get the Canadian citizenship and the passport?
I think we can discuss it in another sessions because this is a long period of things. I advise to have another meeting because I'm tight with time now, where
All
we
right,
can discuss uh, how to how we applied or how applications is there.
all right.
Once your application is approved, how you will be doing and what kind of applications, how you will settle there, what are the uh, process during your settlement. And this is a lot of details which we have to discuss it. And I think you will be more interested in gathering this information gradually, so you can really know anyone you know will really willing to do this homework first. Do I need to go to Canada, first of all? Why I should go to Canada, not to another country? And what is my capability and capacity to go to Canada? We don't need to forget that financially also you need not a small amount of money to have the settlement. So this is a very important question,
So
and we can discuss it later on. Yeah.
we will another meeting very soon, and we will specifically discuss this issue, settlement. And
Sure.
so, thank you very much for joining me, for your precious time, and for such a good information sharing with me and with my
You are
viewers.
welcome anytime. Any
Self,
information you need or any clarifications, I am happy to answer your questions. Thank you for
thank,
you and wish you all the best and good luck.
thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.